Post-Completion OPT Part 2, Applying for Post-OPT, Application Process and Timeline. Most students should apply as early as allowed for post-completion OPT, since the employment authorization processing time is often lengthy. Spring graduates will start the OPT application process by early March. Summer graduates will start the process late June. Fall graduates start the process mid-October, and winter graduates will start the process mid-December. The post-completion OPT application is a 3-step process. Step 1. Apply to graduate in Access. Step 2. Submit an online application in Access to request the post-OPT endorsement no earlier than 100 days before the degree conferral date. USCIS must receive the application within 30 days of the post-OPT endorsement being made by the Bechtel International Center. Step 3. Mail in the post-OPT application to USCIS no earlier than 90 days before the degree conferral date. Processing time for Bechtel to endorse your OPT I-20 is 5 to 10 business days. The processing time for USCIS is approximately 90 to 120 days. The latest that USCIS can accept a post-completion OPT application is the end of the 60-day grace period following degree conferral, provided that the international student is still in the United States. When making the request for the post-OPT endorsed I-20 in Access, students will be required to provide an employment start date. The requested post-OPT employment start date must be any day within the 60-day grace period following the degree conferral date. Once the application is received by USCIS, students cannot make edits to the application or to the proposed dates. Please choose the employment dates carefully. Now, let's review more closely Step 3, mailing your post-OPT application to USCIS. This involves putting together a packet of documents. You can find the checklist of those documents on our post-completion OPT webpage under the title Applying for OPT. The documents you will need to include in your application to USCIS are as follows: a cover letter, the Form I-765, the Form G-1145 to receive updates by email, a photocopy of the OPT endorsed I-20, photocopies of your previous I-20s, photocopy of the bio page in your passport and the F-1 visa, printout of your current I-94, the application fee paid by check or money order, and 2 passport-sized photos that are not more than 30 days old and meet USCIS photo requirements. Do not staple your documents together. Only use paper clips. On the photocopy of the OPT endorsed I-20, make sure to write your I-94 number and the phrase OPT endorsed I-20. Please be sure to sign the I-20 as required near the bottom of the first page. Group the photocopies of your previous I-20s together, and on the top copy write your I-94 number and the phrase previous I-20s. The application requires all copies of your previous I-20s, but especially those I-20s with CPT or OPT endorsement. You will write your I-94 number across the top of the copies of your passport bio page, your visa, the copy of your OPT endorsed I-20, top copy of your previous I-20s, the check, and the back of the photos. Please review the USCIS I-765 website for the most recent application fee, and note that F-1 students only pay the application fee and not the additional biometrics fee. It is not necessary to complete biometrics as part of the OPT application. Additionally, if you did apply for OPT previously, you will need to include copies of all previous EAD cards. Detailed instructions on how to complete the Form I-765 can be found on our website. Please use this to help you complete the form. Once you've put your entire application together, please make a copy of all the documents you are mailing so that you know exactly what was sent to USCIS. Now, let's review the mailing instructions. OPT applications should be sent to either USCIS Phoenix or Dallas Lockbox, depending on the physical address you entered on the I-765 form. The mailing address you are using to send the OPT application to USCIS is also determined by whether you are using the U.S. Postal Service or courier. You can locate the mailing address for USCIS through the information on the USCIS I-765 website. The Bechtel International Center recommends that you mail your application with a tracking number. Within 4 weeks of USCIS receiving your application, they will send a Notice of Action letter that serves as a confirmation receipt of your application. If you don't receive a Notice of Action, please send an email to lockboxsupport@uscis.dhs.gov, use No Notice of Action in the subject line of your email, and include your name and CVIS ID number in the body of your message. Once your OPT is approved, most students receive the employment authorization document in the mail within 7 to 10 business days of adjudication. Please contact the Bechtel International Center if USCIS is taking longer than 110 days from the original receipt date to process your OPT application.